Video that froze is on its way up. Just had to click the screen off and then click it back on and then click it off and then click it back on, and no, I'm not retarded, and I was able to get it to upload. It didn't break the video. Goodness gracious, no. So there's my mirrors, and that's how that worked. And that's really awesome. So I could actually watch that all day long, and obviously you're not going to watch 24 hours of that moving around. And I can watch those numbers change all day long. I have all of that stringed out to the dial on that, so I could go down and look at the time also with the dial. On top of it, I also had the angles of the star. If you notice, the bricks are not placed in the yard yet. So we did more in-depth clouds than you last saw. And we got some more that come up that were really beautiful too, because then we started getting the opposite intersecting angles of the yard for 6 o'clock, went all the way across from side to side. And there was one line they forgot to lay out. The one line they forgot to lay out was on this other side of the yard that went straight across the fence this way. They forgot a line, because the other line went this way, and the other line was over here. But they forgot that one. But they got everything else right. But you could watch that from the window. You can see that it was about 11 or so then. It just kept on moving around. I also lined it up so if I took that boards off, those numbers went like this: 1, 2, 3, 4 up the fence line. So depending on where its placement is, depends on where these are gonna be. So big deal. Pausing. They would rather I die before they met. So there it was. And there it was. Okay, that's where we're at. So then I just put a picture of 5 o'clock right there. 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So then we were going for the long stretch of 7 to 8 on this one, and this was a son of a mother. A son of a mother. Okay, because if you actually look at this, come back to that. Why was it circular? Why was it circular? Why were the clouds circular? Follow the line. Did you see it? Did you see why they were circular? I'm sure Star knows why they were circular. So if you actually look at this, what we did was we on the hour, exactly on the hour, we made sure that we laid a stone. We laid a stone underneath the cardboard. There were stones laid. And while we waited for the next hour, what we did is we spiraled with it. And I felt how it moved me, and I followed it, and I followed it, and I followed it, and I followed it. If something was in the way, we kicked it out of the way. And I followed it, and I followed it. If something was in the way, it was kicked out of the way. And we kept coming through the center. 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 So how do you think that they got circular the way they did? Coming from those trees all the way around me. Because that's what we did. And then when the alarm would go off 5 minutes before the hour, and that's when we'd come back in. And once I ended up here, I'd place the next stone with it. This is that long one, and it was really hard, to get this right. Because it's impossible to do it where I was at too. So I had to go all the way across to a field and measure this out in another place. So they made this great big huge line for that one. And we had to do a bunch of measuring and stuff like that so we could lay the other stone down there. It was a pain in the butt. It wasn't as easy as you think it would have been. And see, I'm gonna keep on passing that, and I'm not going to. I asked, and I said, "See, we got the bricks laid down now on this."